share the economic opportunities of renewable energy.
If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail.
And elevating our partnerships with Indonesia, India, the Republic of Korea and Japan.
The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out.
This week, Australia recognised the state of Palestine.
The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists.
The reason this institution has endured is because it belongs to all of us.
These are the two things I got from the United Nations, a bad escalator and a bad teleprompter. Thank you very much.
And it is up to all of us to bring new strength to the United Nations' enduring mission, to renew our commitment to the principle that peace is both our common cause and our collective responsibility.
Likewise, in a period of just 7 months, I have ended 7 unendable wars. They said they were unendable. No president or prime minister, and for that matter, no other country has ever done anything close to that. And I did it in just 7 months. It's never happened before. There's never been anything like that. I'm very honored to have done it. It's too bad that I had to do these things instead of the United Nations doing them. And sadly, in all cases, the United Nations did not even try to help in any of them. For the most part, at least for now, all they seem to do is write a really strongly worded letter and then never follow that letter up. It's empty words, and empty words don't solve war. The only thing that solves war and wars is action.
Australia is acting to meet the environmental challenge of climate change while working to seize and share the economic opportunities of renewable energy.
It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail.
We will meet our 2030 target of 43% emissions reduction on 2005 levels. And last week, we set our target for 2035, cutting emissions by 62 to 70%. We are honouring our commitment to the Paris Agreement and its goal of keeping global temperatures below dangerous levels. Our target is ambitious, but importantly, it is achievable.
In 1982, the executive director of the United Nations Environmental Program predicted that by the year 2000, climate change would cause a global catastrophe. He said that it will be irreversible, as any nuclear holocaust would be. This is what they said at the United Nations. What happened? Here we are. Another UN official stated in 1989 that within a decade, entire nations could be wiped off the map by global warming. Not happening. You know, it used to be global cooling. If you look back years ago in the 1920s and the 1930s, they said, global cooling will kill the world. We have to do something. Then they said global warming will kill the world, but then it started getting cooler, so now they could just call it climate change, because that way they can't miss. It's climate change, because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, there's climate change.
And more than anything else, Australia's embrace of clean, renewable energy will get us there. Clean energy can carry the world beyond the false choice between economic growth and environmental responsibility, because clean energy enables the rapidly growing economies of the Indo-Pacific to industrialise and decarbonise at the same time, and to continue lifting their people's living standards while lowering their nation's emissions.
It's a con job. At extreme cost and expense, Europe reduced its own carbon footprint by 37%. Think of that. Congratulations, Europe. Great job. You cost yourself a lot of jobs, a lot of factories closed, but you reduced the carbon footprint by 37%. However, for all of that sacrifice and much more, it's been totally wiped out and then some by a global increase of 54%. Much of it coming from China and other countries that are thriving around China, which now produces more CO2 than all the other developed nations in the world. So all of these countries are working so hard on the carbon footprint, which is nonsense, by the way. It's nonsense.
We promote unity in the Pacific Islands Forum. We are deepening our engagement with ASEAN and elevating our partnerships with Indonesia, India, the Republic of Korea and Japan. And we are breaking new ground with old friends in the United Kingdom, the European Union, and our principal ally, the United States. Because we see mutual understanding, shared prosperity and economic cooperation as the most powerful counterpoints to confrontation, to isolation or conflict.
Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the #1 political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined. The United Nations is funding an assault on Western countries and their borders. In 2024, the UN budgeted $372 million in cash assistance to support an estimated 624,000 migrants journeying into the United States. Think of that. The UN is supporting people that are illegally coming into the United States, and then we have to get them out. The UN also provided food, shelter, transportation, and debit cards to illegal aliens. Can you believe that? On the way to infiltrate our southern border.
For decades, leaders have come to this podium in search of new words and new ways to call the world to action on a two-state solution. Today, I look to words that Australia helped write 80 years ago. Australia is calling for a ceasefire, for the immediate release of the hostages, for aid to flow to those in desperate need, and for the terrorists of Hamas to have no role in Gaza's future. And this week, Australia recognised the state of Palestine.
As everyone knows, I have also been deeply engaged in seeking a ceasefire in Gaza. Have to get that done. Have to get it done. Unfortunately, Hamas has repeatedly rejected reasonable offers to make peace. We can't forget October 7th, can we? Now, as if to encourage continued conflict, some of this body is seeking to unilaterally recognize a Palestinian state. The rewards would be too great for Hamas terrorists for their atrocities. This would be a reward for these horrible atrocities, including October 7th, even while they refuse to release the hostages or accept a ceasefire. Instead of giving to Hamas and giving so much, because they've taken so much, they have taken so much. This could have been solved so long ago. But instead of giving in to Hamas's ransom demands, those who want peace should be united with one message: release the hostages now. Just release the hostages now. Thank you.